This presentation focuses on the natural gas price curve management application built using the Energiewerks Ensights Toolkit. The Ensights Toolkit is a loosely coupled and highly cohesive set of tools used to acquire, prepare, and store data, analyze and visualize this data, and disseminate results to various stakeholders. These tools work together in a workflow that can be triggered autonomously by a scheduler, event, or manual trigger. The natural gas price curve management application is an extension of the Ensights Toolkit. The application is used to define acquisition of elemental price curves and mathematical formulae to generate derived natural gas price curves and indices. The curves and formulae are defined using metadata and are therefore configurable and extendable by the end user of the system with minimal programming effort. The natural gas price curve management application is an aggregation of elemental atomic tools. The data acquisition tools acquire settlement prices from exchanges, assessments published by data vendors, and curves published by traders. Data blending, aggregation, and preparation tools prepare the elemental curves to be stored in the data warehouse. Storage tools load the prepared curves to the data warehouse. The application framework then calculates the derived curves using specified mathematical formulae applied to the elemental published curves. These derived curves are then stored to the data warehouse for dissemination to enterprise trading and risk management systems. Additional tasks orchestrate the above functions and run them within the Energiewerks Ensights autonomic analytics infrastructure. The formulaic price curve generation application is used to generate price curves from elemental published prices. These prices include settlement prices sourced from the exchanges. Representative price curves for natural gas are settlement prices for natural gas futures, basis swaps, index swing swaps, vendor assessments, and prices published by traders or brokers. These prices are acquired, cleansed, aggregated, or blended, and then stored to the Energiewerks Ensights data warehouse. The Ensights formulaic price curve engine reads these elemental curves into the engine based on user-defined metadata. It then calculates the resultant curves based on specified formulas and publishes those curves to the Ensights data warehouse. The Ensights analytics framework then disseminates the derived curves from the data warehouse. Curves can be accessed using cubes via APIs on these cubes and via integration tools into enterprise trading and risk management applications or enterprise resource planning applications. ETRM systems typically consume this data for valuation, profit and loss calculations, profit and loss attribution reports, value at risk calculations, stress testing, scenario testing, and what-if analysis. Settlements analysts, accountants, and finance departments leverage the data in back-office operations. The autonomic process to generate price curves is divided into two parts. The process spans generic toolkit functions to acquire data from various exchanges, data vendors, and brokers. These tools retrieve data using the prescribed mechanism for each source of natural gas curve related data. The data is cleansed, blended, and aggregated to form the elemental building blocks necessary to calculate desired prices. These elemental curves are then uploaded to the data lake or data warehouse. The second part of the process uses several configuration metadata files. This metadata defines how elemental building blocks are retrieved from the data warehouse or data lake. It then goes on to specify various hierarchies of prices. The building block price curves are used to generate derived curves, indices, and various other pricing mechanisms. These derived prices are persisted to the data store using user-friendly handles defined by users in the metadata. These handles are used by ETRM or ERP systems to extract user-defined price curves from the data lake. In the next few slides, I'm going to walk through the simple task of configuring the formulaic price curve management tool for a natural gas weighted price index. Elemental prices could be settlements obtained from exchanges, assessments by data vendors, published curves based on observed or modeled market prices. In this case study, the elemental prices used are NYMEX natural gas futures settlement prices from the CME, the Houston Ship Channel basis settlement prices from ICE, the index swing futures settlement price from ICE. The natural gas futures and Houston Ship basis prices are added to generate the Houston Ship Channel fixed plus basis price. The index swing swap is added to the Houston Ship Channel fixed plus basis. An adder of 0.0025 is added to the ship channel fixed plus basis to generate the KD end store price. And an index is generated as a weighted sum of the Houston Ship Channel and KD end store price. This example demonstrates the capability of the tool to generate derived prices based on the setup of a hierarchy of simple formulae written as math expressions on user-defined variables. To configure the tool, two configuration files have to be created. The first configuration file is used by the tool to extract data from the Ensights data warehouse for the elemental building blocks of the price hierarchy. The second configuration file specifies how these elemental price curves are used to generate additional derived curves using complex formulas to implement the hierarchy of prices detailed in the previous slides. The user can specify user-friendly keys that can be used in deal capture or querying. The output of the curve is generated in this format. In this case, the calculated value is the index of Houston Ship Channel and KD end store with the weightings applied as per the formula specified in the index specification. There is no restriction on the number of underlying elemental or derived variables that can be used in the configuration file. In summary, the natural gas price curve management application is an add-on to the basic Energiewerks Ensights platform. This curve management application covers curve generation for financial and physical trading of natural gas. Similar applications exist for other commodities. The metadata is defined and implemented on a per customer basis. This metadata can be updated on a regular basis with minimal downtime once the baseline infrastructure and application is implemented.